Hold on, folks, and we'll be right in.
There we go. I didn't have permission to unmute, Robert.
I was very much aware of that. I just wanted to be the only host in the room.
All right. Welcome everyone to another adventure into reality. I am Andrew Bartzis, and this is Adventures into Reality. This is going to be a call-in show. So for those of you who are brave enough to talk to me post Lionsgate, come on down and raise your hand. We are talking about everything and anything, but I'll give the fair warning. The Lionsgate has been a difficult challenge to many people these last several days. Mental, emotional, and physical meltdowns, people unable to control themselves, rage and anger and jealousy about. So, everyone, let's have that Robert spin up that wheel of collars and see who is around.
Oh, we got hands slowly coming up. Morgan Freedom. Morgan, signal to unmute.
Morgan, are you there?
Hi,
Hi, Morgan. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New Zealand.
Welcome to the show. Hey, Robert, my
Thank you.
camera just died and it won't let me return it back on. Hold on one second, Morgan.
Sure.
All right, now it's back on. All right, Morgan. So what's going on with you today?
Well, you're talking about the Lion Gate, the emotional things. I must say that it's been a few days of great change for me. And it's been very intense changement inside. So I must say now I can understand a bit more about what's happening. I would say just one thing before that. Did talk to you earlier in January, somewhere in February, about going to see a chiropractor to realign my spine, and it's been like a very very good choice to do. It definitively changed my life in terms of connecting with the whole world. So thank you very much for your advice. It's been very very useful.
What did you notice in the change?
Definitively, actually, when my first time when I realigned my neck, I felt like I was, it's almost like I was dying. I saw my life passing in front of me, and it was really fascinating because I realized all this energy, probably like 10 years, maybe more than 10 years of my life, it's been emotionally blocked into my neck and creating quite a few little trouble in my back. And when I click everything back together, suddenly I saw very quickly everything in front of my eyes. And after that, I actually grow taller. I see the world in a different level, and I probably grow like half a centimeter or something. It was really fascinating, actually, to see this world in a different perspective. It was really, really good. I feel straighter, and I feel lighter, and I can carry myself better. Yeah, well, when you improve your body, it's just an amazing feeling.
So what do you want to do now?
Well, now it's also a big changement in my life as I've become student. So I am dealing with a lot of people around of me, and I was wondering what the Lionsgate energy could bring into my life and how I can be in tune with this energy better.
Well, this Lionsgate's energy is about what you've been avoiding, and anything that you're avoiding has to come to the surface. Now, oftentimes other people trigger us to go into what we're avoiding. So really, it's about what are you avoiding? What successes can you start with by opening your own certain frequencies to new avenues of things you've avoided?
Well, I've been avoiding a lot of group. I've been quite a solitary person, so and now I'm dealing with a lot of people, and every day pretty much. So I feel often quite I'm not in my place because it's too many people, and I can feel all this energy around of me, and they and the mind, the way they move. So it's yeah, I have to deal with this constant whirlwind of moving energy around of me, and this is quite new, and I have to avoid this. I don't avoid it. I am in it, but it's also a year of building up my a new type of future, and so basically, I guess the Lion Gate energy is something that is perfect for me to not avoiding things, and guess feel like I'm ready for that.
Well, then what's stopping you?
Well, nothing. I don't think anything stopped me. I have decided that once I take my decision, I'm not going back, even if it seems that my mind try to convince me that that's not the right space to be. And it's quite good. It's like a clarity between what is not happening and what is happening. And yes, and was a question about the Lion Gate actually. Long time ago when I was in Paris, a friend of mine took us like in a journey in Paris, and he was talking about a Lion Gate at the Louvre in Paris that you can open up. And I was wondering what you think about it.
Well, I would say that that's something more to do with secret societies. If there's something at the Louvre and there's a gate there, and all the little different magical devices that are stored there, I wouldn't say, because the other Lion Gate's a macro Lion's Gate. It's when the Sirius star opens up, the Lion Star.
Okay, all right. So will it affect my surrounding as well in the same way? So I will see people be able to see what they've been avoiding.
You won't see what they're avoiding. You may not. It all depends on your state of perception, but you'll notice people having internal meltdowns about different subject matters.
So what would be the best position I can hold into?
You take you take yourself first.
Yes.
You got to work on yourself first during these Lion Gate times.
Okay.
That's what it's asking you to do, is to be working on yourself.
Yeah. This is a work of everyday work. Yeah. So basically, which is something, and okay. So that's pretty cool. Well, actually, I must say that talking to you is pretty much like feel like everything's pretty fine at the moment, and actually, so I don't get. Does it have any positive effect in the sense of observing? It's like you're talking about observing his shadow, be able to actually be in tune, be able to see our own shadow, isn't it?
Well, the shadow is always going to be at work during the Lion's Gate, because it's always at plotting and planning during high frequency times. And yes, you'll see it do actions, but what are you going to do about it? This is the time that you fight back and you don't allow the shadow to slowly take over different aspects of yourself.
Right. So it's a time where you can actually reflect into what's true in yourself.
It's more about the reflections on your personal growth that you've had in the past and the growth that you want to create in the future.
And how do you do that if you don't know how you want to grow in the future?
I talk about this on the show all the time. You got to start doing what makes you happy.
That's a key. Yeah, sure, indeed. Yes.
So that's got to start find your passion and become passionate about it.
Yes. I guess it's something quite natural in my daily time, making something that make me happy and be always in tune in what I am living. And actually, So basically, having a relation with, because my course is quite an interesting mix of people from like 17, 18 to like 40, and we are all bunch of people with the same drive to actually take care of the land, because I'm actually doing ranger courses, and
Okay.
it's a very fascinating courses, because we're practicing a lot. So it's not a lot into being in a room and study and thinking about stuff. And you're working on the land, and you got all these people who really, it's like a very interesting connection of different generation, and we are all connected. We're all not from the same place, but all over New Zealand. These students come together. So it's a very random mix, a cocktail of people and mindsets that has been connecting to one point here in Nelson, to actually having a drive of taking care of land. So it's a kind of a beautiful set of connection that will, and seems that we, through working and grounding yourself, you actually be in connection with something that is grounding. So it does help a lot, I guess, when you're talking about this Serengeti energy, to actually ground yourself with the land, to be able to actually stand for what we love, because we actually are in connection. We have this drive to making things good, and it's kind of really rewarding actually to be part of that. Voila.
Well, doing the rewarding things is what's going to help you grow and open up as a person. And these ranger classes are like that. That's great. You just got to find the next way to embrace your own passion with it. So when you're done with the classes, there's more growth for you to continue to have.
Yes, and it's only 1 year study, and my next year I can see myself actually leaving New Zealand to go to Paris. And
Okay.
it's that actually, even if normally you should like stay and get to work, but I feel so much stronger to go to Paris. It's something that, it's like, when you feel like it's unfinished business and you really want to actually get there and go to the next step. So that's going to be my next step. And I've been living in New Zealand for 4 years now. It's my second home, bien sûr. But I felt very much that going to the next step and going to Paris. And after that, I don't know, it's a new adventure, but it's a new step. It's pretty cool.
Well, it's time for you to go on that adventure. Get yourself
Yes,
out of where you're at and figure out what it is you need to resolve back in Paris. And then once you resolve it, grow.
And by the way, does this, for yourself, does it affect you, this lion gate energy?
Oh, hell yeah, it's affecting me too. I'm a human being like everyone else.
No, I must say, yeah, but in which way? Do you think, like, because I don't know, we just all deal in a different way with that. What's your way to deal with?
What's my way to deal with it?
Yeah.
Well, first thing first, I don't let exterior voices create something that isn't there. Second, I maintain my own spiritual hygiene. And third, people are always going to be having their ups and downs with somebody like me. People put me up on a pedestal and tear me down in the same day. I'm used to that type of energy. It's my personal choice how I respond or react to something that's a direct harm, violation with intention behind it. And then taking that harm or intention little piece by piece, understanding it and knowing the nature of it so that it can't be done again to me. Can it be done? Sure. I mean, I am a human being like everyone else, and people do things all the time. They promise you one thing and deliver something else. Okay?
Yes.
So, that's the nature of human beings. Promise one, deliver another. One will, I'll never betray you, and they're betraying you in 5 seconds. That happens all the time with human beings.
There
It's a little bit more frequent with me because people are constantly looking at me and putting me up on a pedestal or putting me into a position that I should never be in, because it's their reality that they have to take control of. And if they're unable to be responsible for their own personal issues and project it onto me, what can I do? Simply reject it, give it back to them, and not accept any karma they're trying to create.
Mhm. Do you have a cluster of very close friends which you
Yes.
can? Yes, huh? I think this is very important. Huh?
It helps, but not everyone can understand what it is that I'm going through. And then,
Oh.
whatever people I choose to share are the people that I choose to share with.
Yes, yes, and it's indeed very few people, but having a cluster of really good friends which you can exchange a very high quality energy, it's what probably keep you grounded.
Yeah, so it keeps me grounded.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So that's good.
Yeah.
It's good
All
to
right, brother.
exchange
I gotta move on to the
Yes.
next caller. Thanks for
Excellent.
calling in.
My pleasure. Bye.
All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Thank you, Morgan. Geraldine, signal to unmute. Geraldine.
Geraldine, are you there?
Hi,
Hi, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ireland. How are you?
Good. How you doing today? It's been a while since we talked.
Oh, it's been a good couple of years anyway, I think, but
Yeah, I remember your accent.
you're still connecting with me in your other videos.
Yeah. So how you doing today? What do you want to talk about?
I would like to talk. Right, I went on holiday to Turkey, and I was up in the mountains, and I had really mystical experiences. And since I've came back, there's been so much magical things going on with my relationship with nature. It's been absolutely incredible. Like, see, today I was down by the beach, and I thought I would walk in to swim, and I seen this shiny thing, and when I seen it shining, I walked over to it, and it was a jellyfish. But the first thing I seen was a dragon's eye. I was like, oh my God, that jellyfish is a dragon's eye. So I was like, what's going on with me and the dragons? Because they always seem to pop up. I see them all the time. I see them in the clouds. I see them in stones. One time we were down in Ibiza, me and my friend, and we bought 2 little golden dragons as a symbol of our friendship. And then we went down into these caves, a tourist kind of thing. And I knew I had to leave the golden dragon there, even though we bought it for our friendship. So today I was thinking about the eye that I seen, like the dragon's eye in the jellyfish. And when I was in Turkey, I met this guy who was a goldsmith and a gemologist. And I bought a piece of sultanite from him. And it was like in the shape of an eye. And day before yesterday, I was in the water, and I thought I could see the light shining off the waves and that. So I started to sort of like just break out into, there was nobody there. So I just sort of broke out into my light language and things like that. And I was thinking on Turkey, and I looked at the stone, and the stone it changes with the different kind of light spectrums. I mean, the stone was under the water. I could see it going red right where the pupil of an eye would be. It's like a round eye-shaped stone. And it looked like blood. And I thought, oh my God, that looks a bit like blood. So I broke out into light language, and just from my heart was just sort of giving out love and that, you know. And then when I came back from the water, I checked my phone, and up on Facebook came this healing ritual that was taking place in 2020. And it was all these drummers all out in some nature place in Turkey. And they were just performing the most amazing drumming ritual and song in the nature. And it was like such an incredible feeling. So my question is, I can't stop thinking about Karan Tepe. And for some reason, I've got this urge to go to Karan Tepe, but it's like completely out of my budget, and it's like in the middle of frigging nowhere, right? So
It's also next to a war zone.
Is it? Right?
Yeah.
So I started to just sort of go on YouTube and find out a little bit about it, you know, from a guy called Michael Collins, who kind of visited it a few times. So I was just wondering if you could tell me a little bit from your perception of reality about Karantepe.
It's going to be one of many discoveries that modern archaeology is going to have to redefine as a truth they don't want to redefine. Just as in all the other things that are out there, it's already proven to be, the first one's already proven to be older than anything before, Karantepe, and then the next one. There are monuments everywhere in that area. Within 10 miles of Karantepe are another 20 underground facilities around, underground temples, all that have been buried.
Yeah.
So what is your attraction? You were one of the builders in that area, one of the worshipers in the area. And for thousands of years, it helped service and energize the people that lived on those lands.
Yeah.
But it's also telling you it's been buried and forgotten. Okay. And you have the capacity to go through greater rememberings if you're going to want to give some desired focus with intent behind it to begin to reveal what's under the ground by using your vision and sight to go and see what's under the ground without having to dig there, and to go through a chronicling process of what you perceive and understand that not all details will make sense until you've done a bigger overview of it. And don't over-focus on any one detail. Get as many details as you can, and then go back and look at what you're perceiving.
Yeah, he was talking about it was aligned with the star constellation Cygnus, which is the swan. And swan would have been like one of my earlier power animals when I started to work with shamanic practice. So I felt really sort of connected with it, and I was wondering what the star connection was.
It's part of your starseed connection. The many spirits that have been you before, and you coming from the Cygnus constellation in previous lifetimes and other existence, from traveling from there to here. And it's like, once again, a greater remembering of the soul that you are. But the human being that is here today is beginning to remember many different types of things. And this is once again why you got to start chronicling and writing down these experiences before the details disappear, because more and more details will appear the more and more you go to write it down.
Yeah, that's been coming to me to actually start writing again. I had started writing before the whole COVID lockdown thing, and then I sort of like lost kind of touch with writing about my sort of experiences. So
well, you got to pick it back up again. You got to make it one of those regular disciplines that you do.
I was also wondering about the goldsmith that I met while I was in Turkey, and he was the one that gave me the zoltanite. I had went to get my teeth done, and it was to be a certain price, but it was like €250 cheaper. And when I went into the guy's shop, he invited us in with no pressure to buy anything, and we ended up talking for about 2.5 hours about stones and life and just awakening in general. And then when he showed me the different rings, and I tried this one that I've actually got on now. When I put that on, I thought, oh my goodness, it was something to do with the gold around it. It really sort of felt really powerful. And I asked him, how much was it? And you know what? It was the exact amount of the money that the guys that done my teeth had taken off the bill. So I had exactly that amount to buy it, even though I was over there on a budget. I thought, oh my God, you've got this money and it's the exact same price. Like,
that's the universe. That's the universe giving you a gift. That's all you got to accept it. That's the universe saying, hey, I'm active right here. The money you just saved on your teeth is the gift that you're going to get if you buy this. And the energetic connection you had was knowing that this gift was for you.
Yeah, what kind of healing properties do you think it would hold for me in specific?
Can you say that again? It's a little hard to hear you.
I was saying the healing properties of the stone zoltanite that really just seem to be the gift from the universe. Why do you think the universe has brought that stone to me?
because it's what you need to balance yourself right now.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, you know the traumas that you went through in the life path, and this
Yeah.
is the type of stone that helps you get over those bumps, the new bumps that are going to show up, and the old bumps that are going to be same lessons that have to be learned again. But you'll be able to learn the lesson a lot faster, and the bump won't affect you as much.
There was another stone he wanted to give me called terahertz. Have you heard of that stone?
No, there's a lot of stones that I haven't heard of.
It-
People just make up names. People just make up names for stones, literally.
he got the stone and he put the stone on ice, and it basically melted through the ice like in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, that's common.
And then he picked it up, and then it had a little sphere shape where the little bead had been. And I thought, is that, I felt drawn to it, but at the same time I thought, no, hold on a minute, this could be a little bit too much for you. You need to think about this. So I said I would contact him about it. Do you think that would be a good stone for me to maybe to work with as well for my healing?
Maybe. I think that balancing and getting the stones that are going to help you be in a creative flow in writing, and getting over whatever stopped you from writing during the COVID, and understanding that creative flow is vital for the rest of your spiritual growth. So having something like amethyst or fire opal or regular opal will probably be much better for your creative journey.
That's interesting, because when I was back in Scotland, I got a tiny little opal.
Well, you can find lower quality opals in
Yeah.
raw form on eBay for really, really cheap. And for anybody out there, if you put some serious time into eBay, like 3-4 hours a week, you will be able to find a collection of stones for your $100 that will have $1,000 of retail value.
Yeah,
That's how cheap stones are on eBay if you actually look.
Mhm. Now, I have one last question for you if we have time for it. And that's to do with my health. I've been going to a chiropractor to have my neck realigned.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been getting traction. And then I was doing this course called Access Bars Consciousness, and they asked me to lie on the massage table so a girl could practice with my head. And I started to get pain. And then I ended up half an hour later, after I left and went home, I got really bad sciatica. And I've been still going to the chiropractor, and he said it's not sciatica, but I still have this pain down my right side of my leg and going into my groin, and also at the lower back. And he stopped the traction for a couple of weeks, because he thinks it might be aggravating it, and he wants it to give time to see if it'll heal. But I was just wondering, why did that come out of absolutely nowhere?
It didn't come out of absolutely nowhere. You did a traction situation with a chiropractor, and you began working on some of your serious issues. One of the things that you may not realize, whenever you go through a depressive process, your posture gets really bad, especially the way you sleep in the middle of the night. You get all tensed up. And I'm willing to bet as he started doing corrections, your body started to counter the corrections because your negative energy postures have become so bad. And it's normal for everyone, not just you.
Okay.
And it didn't just appear out of nowhere. You were in a healing process going through a chiropractor. It is just revealing that your body's got some traumas on it. And you're not a spring chicken like you were 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to take it easy. You also got to learn to start doing some serious stretching and regular exercise so you get flexibility back.
I was usually pretty flexible because I do a lot of walking and kind of rock climbing along by the shore. But since this back thing, 3 months ago, I've sort of not really got much exercise now, other than a little bit of walking and cycling here and there, So it's difficult to get back walking again with this pain in my leg because I don't want to aggravate it. If the trauma is it emotional trauma from my past?
And physical trauma too. It's not just emotional. It's showing up in your leg because it wants you, the damage of the wants you to slow down so you can actually deal with it. Let's be blunt. You're a person that goes until you break down, and then you go some more.
Yeah, I do tend
And
to
you
do
can't
that.
keep go, break down, break down. Then when somebody starts healing you, all the little breakdowns that weren't fixed have to be figured out.
Mm. I tend to have an awful lot of energy in the summertime, and then by the end of October, I get that seasonal depression. It's not like I go seriously depressed.
No,
It's
you do get
like,
seriously depressed. Let's be blunt. You do. You learn how to get out of it pretty quick, but you do get serious depression. It's also because you don't have enough people in your life at a regular basis. Positive people too, not the negative people that keep coming into your life.
yeah, okay. Well,
All right, darling, I got to let you go. I've got a whole bunch of hands that are already raised.
hey, it's great to chat with you.
All right,
Have a
thanks
good
for calling
evening.
in.
Bye.
All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Okie doke. Leon Abadia, signal to unmute. Leon.
Leon, are you there?
Yeah,
Hi, where are you calling from?
I'm in Florida. How cool is this?
Great, welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Wow, what do I want to talk about? I don't even know. I didn't expect to get picked. Oh, I'm so excited. So should I just make it about myself or like everyone in general?
Make it about whatever you want to make it about.
Okay, I'll make it about me. So I guess with my life currently, I don't know if it's just everyone in the world, but I feel like I can't escape like madness. Like everyone is just breaking down in my family. I just quit my job that I really loved. There's a lot of big major life decisions happening, and I just feel like I'm trying not to unravel, and I don't know if I should move and do something different or if I just should not have quit my job. I don't know. I just feel like I'm being
what job did you quit?
So I'm a massage therapist and I work in a wellness center.
Okay.
We do like functional training and it's like a gym wellness center. It's amazing. I really love it. I honestly just need more money and I kind of have to. A lot of people I've talked to, they're like, you should go on your own. You should really have your own business. You should have YouTube. You know, I just don't even know where to begin. I just feel overwhelmed.
You start with getting your own clients and building up your own reputation and your own business acumen.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where you start. Now, as for life unraveling, life is going to continue to unravel for a while, for everyone. It's not just this Lion's Gate. This is what the Grander Awakening is about, unraveling the things we are ironclad about not fixing in ourselves.
Right.
Okay? So part of your greater growth is understanding fixing yourself means you got to find out why you made it ironclad and how can you soften that ironclad to soft clay so it's very supple and movable.
Yeah.
It's picking up the spiritual practices and understanding how to apply the spiritual practices to your everyday life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're watching people going through all the different, meltdowns like I talked about in the beginning of the show. What are your meltdowns?
I guess I just have a really hard time with letting things go that don't serve me anymore.
Like what?
Relationships specifically, I always overstay. And that's why my job too, like I have to value myself and stop selling myself short. And that's why I quit, because I'm like, I love it so much. I love what I do, but I'm not getting paid enough. And even my relationship now, I'm like, yeah, I love everything about it. I'm content, but is this my highest possible timeline? Like, I don't feel like I feel like I could do more and better. And I'm just not achieving my highest anything really.
Uh-huh. Well, to achieve your highest, you got to clear your frequency. That's stopping you from achieving anything right now.
Right.
Okay. So you got to work on clearing your immediate surroundings. Okay. That's the beginning of the spiritual hygiene work.
So like what I've been doing, just completely wiping everything clean, is not like necessarily bad. It's scary, it's terrifying, but it's also necessary.
You also don't throw the baby with the bathwater out. You have to know what it is you're throwing away and why you're throwing it away.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes we're in these states, we just start acting and not think of some of the greater implications from it.
Right.
Okay.
Oh man, I have a hard time with using my discernment because I work with so many different types
You don't
of
have, you
people
have a
and-
very easy time using your discernment. You just don't trust it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Okay?
really.
You use your discernment all the time. You just don't trust it when it comes to more difficult subject matters, which is something innate inside you. That's something early on you started doubting your greater ability.
Yeah.
Was there a ex-boyfriend that constantly put you down or something like that?
Yeah, I definitely had pretty traumatic relationships.
Well, that's a good way to sap away your self-confidence by allowing people to stay in your life and to do those types of things to you.
Yeah.
And you got to start doing basic confidence training with yourself. I am capable. I can do this. There's no reason for me not to be able to do this. And whatever internal program says that I can't do it, now it's time for me to turn around and say, I can do it. And you won't stop me, internal selves.
Yeah, it's true. And then I guess the only other thing is I have, I guess I don't want to say health issues because I don't want to like put that out there, but I have a lot of digestive flare-ups that I know are, for me, are completely stress related, but I'm just not sure what to do. Like I have to do a colonoscopy.
So when you say digestive flare-ups, define what's that like for you?
So the only thing they've seen is they keep calling it IBS, but it really, my stomach just, I mean, I eat really, really healthy. I eat really clean. I try so hard to do all the things to not be inflamed. And yet my stomach is almost always like inflamed every day.
That's a spiritual issue then.
Yeah.
Most IBS situations are major issues in your dream world.
Oh, wow. I have some pretty like
uncontrolled things going on there, and uncontrolled things going on in your physical life.
Yeah. And I've done acupuncture, I've done energy work, healing, everything.
That's not going to clear the original issue. At what point in your life do you remember having nightmares?
No, I mean, I dream almost every night. Like my dreams are pretty vivid and intense. I wake up tired. I do.
So never any nightmares is what I'm saying.
Not lately. I have had nightmares, but usually not. It's not common.
When was the last time you had them?
The last nightmare I had was honestly during that CERN activation. I had a night terror where I couldn't breathe, and I had like heart palpitations, and it was honestly really intense.
Yeah.
But
so that means there was that means there was an entity present in a dream world, and it was taking energy from your physical world to empower its dream space. And it's something that's trying to trap different shards of yourself in a fake dream world.
How do I?
Thus why the spiritual hygiene is so important for you, the contract revocations and all those other things too.
I love I write them down. I mean, they're so in depth, but I try to write them down so that I could do them because they're so helpful to me. Mm-hmm. They're just honestly the most helpful thing I've used is this revocations. They're really, really, really helpful.
You got to start creating your own too in the similar theme and format of what I've given out. Yeah. So that you add your personal creativity to the specific thing that you need to change in your life.
So I basically just have to do them every day. Like once a week isn't enough.
No. Once a week is not even D+ effort.
Wow.
Have you heard my effort scale before?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week is C+ effort. For doing your spiritual practice. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week is B+ effort. 90 minutes a day, 6 days a week is A+ effort. So 1 revocation once a week is F minus effort.
Oh, wow.
When
I'm
you're
out my
ready to
work.
get out of posing and pretending, now you know the effort scale.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, we can easily delude ourselves to make our think the 1 thing a week makes us spiritual. No, that's what your vanity holds on to validate what it is that you're doing. And everyone has vanity issues, including me.
Yeah. So I just have to put more work into myself.
You have to have a suck it up buttercup moment and change things in your life with a sweeping move of your arm and get the obstacles out of your way that you put there.
Yeah.
Start your business, get stable, get clients, figure out what that all takes for you to do. And it's not just one client. You need to get client week after week after week after week.
Yeah.
You got to find that hustle muscle inside you.
I know.
Okay. And you got to exercise that hustle muscle. Right now, that hustle muscle is atrophied and barely used.
Yeah.
You're going to go exercise it and you're going to, sprain your hustle muscle. Then what? Go back to work at the shitty place on bad paychecks?
No, I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay, then. Suck it up, buttercup. This is where you're at.
It is where I'm at.
You
It's
and only
funny.
you can do this for your life. No one's going to come in and rescue you.
I know.
Okay?
The video you did where you were telling people they're working out their princess archetype, I was like, oh man, I think that sounds like me. In my head, I'm like, I feel like I should have been born rich. Like, what's happening?
A lot of
Yeah,
people
I
have that
guess.
issue. A lot of people have that issue, and I have a big blame on Disney for that. Disney was a big programmer a reinforcer of the Princess Prince programming.
Yeah, I do live in Orlando, so
Okay?
it's true.
Yeah, somebody will have
Oh,
to come
so
up with
that
a
makes
Disney
sense.
revocation.
Yeah. So I have to just work really hard. So I guess going back to, do you think it'd be good if I just moved or if I stayed here? That's the question. I'm not sure if I'm resonating with
Where would
city.
you move to?
I used to live in Hawaii and I felt really good spiritually there. I felt really grounded there. But it is a big move for me to go obviously back across the world. So I don't know if I want to make sure if I do it, it's worth
Stay
it.
where you're at for another 6 months. If you can't make it work there in 6 months, reevaluate what to do.
Okay.
Okay. All right, darling. I got a
Okay.
bunch more callers here. I got to let you go and move on to the next one.
Thank you so much.
All right, take it easy.
Thank you.
All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Okay. Beauty begins within. Signal to unmute.
Beauty begins within. Are you there? Hello. Once. Twice. Hello.
I'm hello.
You made it. Where are you
Oh.
calling from?
Willows, California.
Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
I love that the last young lady talking about not using that hustle muscle. Or you were saying that we need to hustle muscle. And I have been a product of Disney a long time ago. And I never feel poor, even if I'm broke ass. Oh my gosh. And so what do I do to want to help people who don't sometimes want to help themselves?
Nothing.
No.
If somebody doesn't want to help themselves, you should be doing nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Or you are martyring yourself.
All right.
That's the raw, hard, brass tacks truth.
Okay. Yeah, that's like the mouse pooping next door and hearing it, right?
That's the mouse farting next door and you're paying attention to it. And that mouse farting next door is more important than your emergencies.
So true. Okay. And as far as doing a job on my own, can you tell if I'm going in the right direction with what I'm doing with
What
wellness?
What are you doing?
Well, I teach meditation and yoga, gentle, it seems at this point. And then I've been committing more time myself, and also wellness, like some foods that help people get glyphosate out. I'm totally inspired to help people clean their systems, and even parasites. That was interesting how it came about that I came connected to this company. It helped my dog. And that's why I put a picture of my beautiful dog up there, Jameson, but he's still with us. And he got me going with these products that are micronutrition, and I love them and I feel much better. I feel like I had a real issue with my eating, that food meant love. Somehow.
A lot of people fall into that thing. A lot of people, that's the only way they get love, because their parents are always overstressed, never have enough money, have been depressed before they were parents, and never dealt with their own things. So yes, food becomes the only way for people to experience love between each other. And oftentimes it leads to many types of food issues.
Definitely. It's taken a while to get beyond it too. Like it's a treat. I give myself a treat, and I don't need a treat, probably, like that. So I've been kinder to myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you do before the wellness?
I was a hairdresser. I had a hair salon. Yeah.
Okay. So it shouldn't be that big of a jump for you.
No, I feel like a counselor anyway, I've been more protective over my own energies, because I definitely have been sensitive my lifetime of others, for sure.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah. I think on your particular journey, well, how far into the massage journey are you? Do you have your own business open yet? Where are you at?
I'm not the massage person. I was a hair technician, and the wellness is like with CBD and nutrition and cleansing our body.
Okay. I'm sorry. I
That's
thought
okay.
you, yeah.
I love a massage.
So as for that, stick with that stuff, but there's also different levels of expansion for it too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's an actual, full dietary certification. And then there's the high level dietary certifications for specific types of sicknesses.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
And that's all through homeopathy. A lot of it becomes homeopath or naturopath school.
Mm-hmm. Could you tell me if my higher self has something it would like to convey to me?
Get up off your ass and do. And when you find yourself being lazy, don't be lazy anymore. Yeah. And the princess inside of you's got to go inside, and the hustle muscle lady's got to come forward, because the princess doesn't know how to hustle.
She doesn't. She does and she doesn't. I show up and I feel like I'm hustling.
No, she knows how to get what she wants, but that's not hustling.
No. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up a happy ending hustler.
No.
Unfortunately, the princess will lead it always to that.
Right.
Okay.
So learning technology, just something I haven't done much of. And so I'm just learning the technology. I get it pretty quick if I apply myself. It's learning to sit down. Like I'm an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So I feel like sitting is huge. And I do my art.
You're using astrology as an excuse.
Okay. No.
You can't use astrology as an excuse.
Yeah.
Just because it defines you, who you, and where you're at right now, and some of those things apply, you can't allow it to define you. You have to break past those things.
Yes. All right. Yes. I feel that.
You just can't be an airy fairy Aquarius and just accept what astrology says and not do anything about it.
Right. And I do I like my voice, and I like to be in yoga and meditation. I enjoy being a little bossy and helping people expand or do the lion's pose and stick their tongue out and feel a little liberated. You can see the joy almost in their, well, you do see the joy. I can see it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's part of being a teacher who gets enjoyment out of helping people.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to do that, and then I'll check in with you. I'm going to really apply myself. I love this full moon that we're in, and I've been liking fasting, but then I think that's helped me to get more control over, not control. I don't want to control it, but I just really want to just feel it. It's okay to be hungry. It's okay to be me, whatever, all the different phases of life.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all these different phases of life are asking you to do something with it now.
Okay.
And tomorrow is not a day on the calendar.
Yes, right. All right. I'm doing it. Did that sound like motivation?
No, that sounds like pure apathy, actually.
Oh, yeah.
You've become apathetic and complacent to your own growth.
I want the growth. I want the healing. I felt.
Prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself, not to me.
Okay.
Because right now you're just trying to validate a change, but you have to prove it to yourself, not to me.
Mm-hmm. I do. I really do. And I'm grateful for the opportunity.
And yourself is what, forgive the language, one judgmental bitch at times.
Yeah.
Of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you so judgmental of yourself?
Well, I think I have some, and I feel like I've tried to let go or forgive myself from things in the past.
You're holding back tears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Why is it but a handful of words can suddenly reveal the tears behind you?
Maybe I haven't really forgiven myself.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So if there's that many tears from this few of words, you have to begin to scratch beyond the lotto ticket. Okay. You're scratching at the surface, expecting a lot of winning numbers from just a surface message. You got to go deep into your own self and don't take no shit from your own self.
Okay.
You got to confront those tears, because those tears, I knew from the first word that I can make you cry. It wasn't my intention, though.
No.
And everybody else in your life knows it too. They're just not going to tell you. It's that prevalent in your reality that you don't even know that other people know about it.
It feels like it's been there a long time.
Sure, because you haven't dealt with it and gave it all this myth and mystery that has never be dealt with, and woe is me, and jump into your princess mode and go off and be princess and ignore your responsibilities to yourself.
My mother did that, I think. I mean, just when you said that.
You're just repeating the pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything in particular? Revocation, that would be great.
This isn't about revocation. This is about you confronting yourself daily, weekly, monthly, writing stuff down. Start doing, reconnaissance on your own different selves, and start recording some of these inner thoughts and dialogues that are self-destructive or self-defeating, so you can start creating counter arguments to them. Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, you have to have happiness and joy in your life. You can't just focus on the internal self and forget the rest of the reality. You have to make sure that you can have a good cry and let it regenerate you, so it doesn't just build up on the internals.
Yeah. I haven't cried in a long time, to be very honest. It feels good right now.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an emotional release then.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and that emotional release, you've been waiting for it a long time.
I have a question. Is it true that when we cry, we release stuck energy in the body?
Absolutely. So ask this tearing energy, how old is it?
From when I was 7.
Okay. What happened to create this tearing energy? Ask it.
Oh, my mom and dad were like, they didn't really like each other, maybe. That's so dumb.
So you were sniffing the mouses inside their assholes as a 7-year-old kid, being super psychic, because all kids are super psychic, fully absorbing all of their energy. And your mom was one angry, depressed person at that time, as was your dad.
Yeah.
And you took on that energy, and it's still inside you. And you got to purge that energy that mom and dad seeded inside you, or you seeded from them.
Yeah. 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 My mom ended up, my dad had an affair with her best friend, and she waited in the closet, and then they got divorced and everything. And anyway,
And
but
hold on, separated that. What did the
that was
divorce
interesting.
do?
And so I never could.
What did the divorce do to you?
You know what? I miss
It
like
amplified this. It amplified the sadness in you, and you just stuffed it deep down inside.
Yes.
Like a loved one who was you never mourned their death.
Oh, yes, that sounds appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think her best friend doing this to her in turn, I never had a best friend, because that would be what best friends might do.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Great.
you ultimately betrayed your many future selves by making that energy inside yourself, which just amplified this loneliness inside you that you're never going to find everyone. It'll be just like my parents. It'll be even worse. Therefore, I have to protect myself, and the fuck, I'm alone. Now what?
I don't mind being with myself, really.
Bullshit.
I like
That's a
bullshit.
lie. That's a lie, a lie, and a lie. And every time you say it and let it stand, you know it's a lie.
Okay. Well, glad I can't bullshit somebody then. But
You bullshitting yourself is worse than bullshitting others.
I know that, and I don't like that in others. That's what I'm saying. I would say that. Just like, when someone's a coach for like football, I would say for my grandkids, I think of them and having an unhealthy coach. How could you be a coach and not be at least healthy?
I see that happen many, many, many times. People jump into the industry and think they're the next hot shit, or they start something and then they realize they're all marketing, or the people can't understand what they say, or worse, they're just bullshitters from day one. We're looking to make a buck.
Right. So any recommendations on what to do besides go deep? I know I have a darkness. I know there's dark stuff.
Have you ever done a past life regression?
No.
Go do a past life regression. The key with past life regressions, your first one barely gets deep. Your second one goes a little deeper, and you're usually by your third one, you'll go the deepest. Some people, it's the second one they get really deep on. And you can't wait months and months and months in between them. You got to schedule all three in a span of about 6 weeks. Okay? If you really want to uncover some of it, because the nature of a past life regression, they can also do this life too. Because you're going to ask, what is the nature of my depression? Where did it come from? Why do I hide these things from myself? Why did my parents have this divorce? How did the divorce affect me? You come up with the questions, and the person that's putting you in the regression asks them to you.
Right.
So this is where you get to use your intelligence about the physical self of you and start asking serious questions. How does the past life relate to this relationship issues that I have with my parents never teaching me about true love and having to go and learn love again?
Right. Well, and then I go to the thrift store. I shouldn't read those. That's so funny. I don't go. I do. You know what I hoard? I've got some stuff in a storage, and I've got some things in a room that was my family's, and nobody's coming back for them. And that's been a good realization lately. Like, I want this stuff out of my space. Is that important?
Get it out.
Is that important for our well-being? Can we heal in a hoarded place? Or not that I've got a hoarded place, but at least one room. It's like the feng shui, right? Correct.
So to answer your question, can you heal with everybody's junk in your space? The answer is yes, but inevitably you're going to want to clear it out.
Yeah. Yes, I have been.
You cannot use other people's junk as an excuse to not start a healing.
Right.
That's the biggest part of the message. Once you start the healing and realize the mental occupancy it has in your brain versus the physical space, Not to mention, you can do spiritual practices that clean the energy out of those objects.
Wow. Okay. And
Such
then
as saging the room on a regular basis.
Paula Santos, is that
all that, and doing the prayers in the room too.
okay? Yeah, I feel like I just want to pick it up and get it out, really. And even this little storage unit that just seems like ongoing, that I just keep paying and pay. I would like a couple things out of it, and the rest can go into the universe, out into the world. That's how that feels. Our family have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. All right, darling, I got to let you go and move on to the next caller.
Lots of love. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Marcella, signal to unmute. Marcella.
Hi, Marcella, where are you calling from?
Hi, Andrew. Do you hear me?
Yes, where are you calling from?
Monterrey, Mexico.
Monterrey, Mexico. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
How are you? Have you been?
I'm doing good today.
Cool, cool. Well, I want to talk about this this frequency that's new for me, that just opened last week.
Okay.
And I started, like, normally I sing and I use my voice, like, just to liberate things from my body, as well as the dancing. But last week something happened and I just started speaking in this language, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's like light language or something like that. But I just started speaking and I just started feeling this new frequency coming, sometimes from above and sometimes just from my heart out. And I don't know. I feel that my heart just cracked open, and I'm holding more light, but I want to know ways to handle it better, or maybe you can hear me and you
So
can.
right now you're just a little afraid of this energy. What I want you to do is embrace it.
Okay.
So right now I just want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And then just repeat after me. Okay? And just repeat after me. This energy that is new in my life,
This energy that is new in my life,
I begin to feel you now.
I begin to feel you now.
I allow you to grow in my frequency of awareness.
I allow you to grow in my frequency of awareness.
And I open my heart with light.
And I open my heart with light.
So your light may match my light.
So your light may match my light.
And our lights may grow.
And our lights may grow.
I allow you, light.
I allow you, light.
To hear my words at a deeper level.
To hear my words at a deeper level.
I am coming out of a phase of my life.
I am coming out of a phase of my life.
Where love was challenging.
Where love was challenging.
Love was painful.
Love was painful.
Love was torturous.
Love was torturous.
And now I'm learning how to be an unconditional lover again.
Yeah, now I'm learning how to be an unconditional lover again.
For I have been a conditional lover when I was in pain.
For I have been a conditional lover when I was in pain.
And this energy that has come to me,
and this energy that has come to me,
is to be my guide and guardian.
Is to be my guide and guardian.
So I may open up my light once again.
So I may open up my light once again.
So love is not pain anymore.
So love is not pain anymore.
Love is not harm anymore.
Love is not harm anymore.
But love will return to being love.
And love will return to being love.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love my past self.
I love my past self.
And I look at my past selves
And I look at my past selves
when love was painful.
when love was painful.
And I now come to them in their time.
And I now come to them at their time.
And so they may feel this frequency of love.
And so they may feel this frequency of love.
Just as you have come to me today.
As you have come to me today. Mm.
Does that feel better?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
When stuff
Thank
like this
you.
opens, when stuff like this taps your heart, puts a heartstring, embrace it.
Okay.
Okay. Embrace it. And I knew right away you're having a love challenge.
Yeah.
You've got some painful love wounds you got to heal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel that this frequency came to show me the way, like to contain me with love. Yeah.
Right. Just like at the end, I had you go to your past selves.
Yeah.
That was what you felt was a future self coming back to you to remind you about the unconditional lover in you.
Oh my God. That's like amazing. Beautiful.
That's right.
Okay. So this language.
The light language?
Is it light language?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it from
Right.
myself? Is it from me?
It's your higher soul.
Okay.
It's communicating to you in a much higher frequency and creating vibration with inside the body.
Okay.
Okay. Just repeat after me again. Wakatika.
Wakatika.
Ashmioto.
Ashmioto.
Itayata.
Itayata.
Nahotata.
Nahotata.
Okay. How did that feel as you were saying those words?
Yeah. Like the frequency wants to come out.
Yeah.
I want to start speaking in light language.
There we go.
All the time. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go a little faster now. Watita nata.
Watita nata.
Nahatakaka.
Nahatakaka.
Asmi no na.
Asmi no na.
Atuka nata.
Atuka nata tanayata kona nayamaya totoya nanaya kokaya takaninaya. Tona nania tokanania taka takanina nonaria nanaya akania nananoya toya nananami. Ikaninoya ta nanaya. Iyanana. Inanaya nananakoya nanami. Kachinanaya totoya nananoya nanania nananaya tatataya toka nananaya to. Inanaya to nanami.
Washni makata yinata.
Koya nanayaka. Taka nonoya nana.
Watuna tata.
Inanaya nanato nanaya. Kanana.
Find that unconditional love energy again and start back in the light language flow. Feel that love energy in your heart again, expanding with every light language word you say.
Okay.
Watuka tiata.
Tananayato takanamiyaka kanonoyanana. Ikanonoyato. Ikachalala nonoyana.
Okay. Now find that grandmother energy inside you, that ancient energy, and add it to that love.
Okay. So I just like, I feel like the heart is like the commander, the compass when I start talking like this. So
that's right.
I don't understand completely what I'm saying, but I feel it.
You don't need to understand it in the beginning. You just need to say it. You will eventually figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. Wakanataka.
Nananaya toya no miyaka kanonoya tuna. Inananaya kakananaya no miyaka kaniya toya nanamika. Chakananayoa. And last week when I was like in this, I had to control it because it wanted to come out every hour of the day.
Well, then
But
use your cell phone and start recording it.
yeah.
And then
Mhm.
listen to it and see how it triggers you. And if it's something that needs to come out, make it part of your daily practice. Give it time.
Yeah.
Okay? And try writing it down.
Yeah.
If you can go Wanataka, you can spell it out. It's not that hard. Okay?
Okay. So look more slower so I can start like
Writing it
processing
down and understanding the enunciation and pronunciation is a code of light. And as you begin to figure out the English written part of it, you'll begin to more understand more of the concept or terminologies that you're using.
Okay, cool. And I feel that this frequency can also, like, it's translating in every art form that I do. Because I sit on the piano yesterday because I play piano. And I started feeling this frequency like pushing through, and I just let it go. And I became like this maniac on the piano. Like I got scared.
No, don't get scared. Embrace it.
Yeah.
You got to embrace it. And then eventually you'll be able to play piano and speak and sing light language.
Wow. Oh, wow. My heart just exploded. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And should I be worried when I am speaking like this? Sometimes I feel other presences or frequencies.
Sure, because you're activating a light language, which is attracting your guides and guardians to go, hey, what's going on? Think of it like the old school pagers are going off with your guides and guardians going, she's raising her frequency. What's going on over there? Oh, she's speaking light language. Fuck, what do we do now?
Oh, so should I? Well, I'm making sacred space every time I open this channel, because I the first time that I did it, second time I felt some like nasty energy, and I did the consciousness strike like twice, so I couldn't like close. I don't know, whatever that I didn't like open, but I'm started to like, I don't know, like I went to the mountain the other day and I started speaking with Earth, with the squirrels. I feel like a crazy person, but
no, squirrels are very intelligent spirits.
Yeah, like
very intelligent spirits, and there have been many problems universal problems that I've posed to squirrel spirits, and they've helped me figure it out.
Oh, okay. So I just need to get through this, like this.
Same thing with chipmunks, incredibly intelligent beings.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's the love damage in you?
Taka. Well, something happened. Like I've been like opening up like a flower since the pandemic, and I've been freeing a lot of parts of myself. And
you're still avoiding the question. What is your love damage?
Yeah.
What happened to traumatize you in love?
This last thing that I'm freeing, it's my mirror. It's my partner. No, it's this thing that came up, which I don't know how to put it in words, but I need more truth in love. I need more romance in love. I need more passion in love. I need more fire in love. And I realized that me and my partner were getting along by old programs, and we weren't seeing them, but now I can see them. And so everything is falling apart. So this language that came in, this frequency, just came to show light on everything, and on everything on my life and on my.
And it meant to stop you spiraling out of control into the darkness of your own self-despair.
Okay.
Because you were going to spiral out of control. And thus this frequency, which was a spiritual contract to come into you, came out of you. And once again, it's motivated you to look back at the unconditional love side in you and start to heal the damage to the part of you that has broken love.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
You can have a passionate romantic lifestyle. You just have to enforce no shitty people in your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're not ready to go out and date again.
No,
That's clear.
no.
Okay. So you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do. Just admit for the next couple months, you don't need anybody in your life. You need you in your life. And become friends again with yourself. Find what you passionately like to do and do it.
Okay. I'm on the path of returning to myself. Like
Correct.
what it feels to be with me.
That's what the grand awakening is, a return to yourself.
Yeah.
To the innocence of yourself before your innocence was degraded and damaged.
Maya no ya toca.
Yeah, the brain's turning on now.
Yeah. Wow. Nanaya no ya coco. Ya nanaya toca. Yeah. Ay, okay.
All right, darling, I got to let you go and move on to the next caller. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you, Andrew. Have a nice day.
You're welcome. All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
That was great. Tom, signal to unmute.
Tom, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, Tom. Where are you calling from?
I live in Oxford in England.
Oxford, England. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
I've been trying something I've heard you to suggest to other people, hyperbolic oxygen.
Hyperbaric.
I want to recover from a knee injury. And I'm not sure if that's worked or not.
So hyperbaric therapy chambers can help you recover from injuries, but it's still going to be the physical therapy you do to rebuild and strengthen the muscle. What was the nature of the injury?
Torn meniscus.
Yeah, a hyperbaric chamber is not really going to fix that. It'll make you feel better and heal faster. The torn meniscus, you have to have the damaged cartilage taken out, and sometimes they put a new meniscus in. It all depends on the damage of the type of damage.
So do you think it would require surgery then?
Yes, but meniscus surgery is really simple. It's not, you don't even spend a whole night in the hospital. It's an outpatient surgery.
Okay.
They just go in there and suck up the damaged cartilage so that it doesn't grind on top of each other anymore.
Okay. And then I just need to build up the muscle.
The physical therapy that goes with after the surgery, because the surgery is like a 3 or 4 week recovery. It's not a long recovery. You know, you may need a cane or a walker for the first few days, and then the rest will be really simple. And then afterwards, you know, you've got to build the muscles up again.
Okay. There's a funny thing about this, because even before I had the injury, that side was thinner than the other one.
The leg was thinner than the other one?
Yeah, even before I had the injury.
How long has that been going on for?
I had this injury 7 or 8 years ago.
7 or 8 years ago, and that's the leg that's smaller than the other one?
Yeah.
You probably tore more than your meniscus. You probably tore some other muscles in there for it to be that misshapen.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you actually had somebody go in and do a CAT scan on it?
I did have an MRI scan.
Okay.
And they identified a lateral tear.
A lateral tear in the meniscus?
Yeah.
And that was it?
Yeah, that's all the information that I got from that.
Okay. Well, how did you injure it?
I was getting up from a very folded position.
And your meniscus just tore, and did it hurt really bad?
It did, yeah, it did initially, yeah.
Did it swell up?
Yes.
How big did it swell up?
Not massive, but it was definitely swollen.
Yeah, so you probably did some other damage to the actual fluid sac inside the knee. And the time that you got to go and do your MRI for the time the day you injured it, probably that fluid sac healed itself.
Okay.
Okay. And then when we injure a knee, we learn to compensate with the other leg on a subconscious level. That could also be why the other leg has grown more. You are using it to support yourself more because the other leg is too sensitive.
Yeah, there was a funny asymmetry going on before I had the injury. But
yeah,
I
but that
don't know.
asymmetry is probably from your spinal column.
Oh yeah.
What do you do for a job?
I do a simple job. I work in a hardware superstore.
How long you been doing that for?
2.5 years.
And what did you do before that?
I was doing some house renovation and carpentry and stuff.
Was it hard on your body?
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, you're one of those people that would be great to have some deep tissue work done in the actual tear muscle parts and the part of the meniscus that's been damaged. What you'll notice is sometimes knots form up and then they atrophy a leg because the knots won't allow the muscles to grow. And this is scar tissue left in the leg from an. Did you go to the doctor right away?
Yeah, I did, and he drained the liquid.
So he did drain it. That's what I thought. Yeah. And then what did they do afterwards?
Well, I went for an MRI scan. And then a funny thing was 2 times they sent me letters to see a surgeon, but I never got the letters.
Well, just call up the medical office and find out if they actually have one on record, and then get them and go do the surgery. Don't live in pain. Don't live in pain anymore.
Yeah, it limits my movement a bit.
Yeah. And then after the surgery is when you start taking up, the rehabilitative therapy. That's also when you're going to want to find somebody that can do myofascial release on the leg. You should have it done before also, so you have an understanding of the type of damage that was there to the soft tissue, because the MRI won't show you the soft tissue damage.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions you want to ask?
Yeah. A few people have told me that I may have a potential to connect with the Fae.
Okay.
But I haven't managed to make that connection.
How do you try?
Well, I'm oftentimes I like being in the wild places.
Okay.
I'm not
so you're just in the wild places and you go, hey, yo, what's up?
Well, I practice various Taoist, Qigong, and so on. So,
So you're in the middle of nowhere doing slow martial arts movement, thinking that's going to attract Fae to come to you?
I have no idea how to do this.
Well, sitting there and doing Qigong isn't going to attract the Fae.
Yeah.
They're gonna come around when you start making ancestral offerings of wisdom and in spirit, growth and inner turmoil, and how you got through your inner turmoil. They're looking for people that are ready to talk about themselves and what it took to heal themselves. The Fae. Okay. What their purpose here is to help you uncover your personal emotional journey into the spiritual world. But part of that journey, it means they want to know what you've learned about life already. And what is an ancestral offering? It's an object in which you put a message in. Example, let's say like a pouch of tobacco, which Native Americans use. To the Native American spirits, tobacco is very sacred. In the Fae, alcohol can be very, very sacred to them. You put out a rum or a scotch or a bourbon in a little cup, or you pour it over a specific area. You find ways to light it on fire, and then you empower it with a message about your life, your growths, your trials, your tribulations. And that message is an offering to all the spirits, not just the Fae. And that's how you begin to balance your scales when you're trying to deal with the Fae. Fae do not work with people who do not have balanced scales, who don't understand the ancestral offering worlds. Why? Because they're naturally, powerfully ancestral beings who are here to teach us about the past and how the past can change the future.
All right. So I actually have to tell them my story a bit.
Yes, literally. What are your trials and tribulations, your ups and your downs? What did you learn from this life lesson and that life lesson?
Okay.
Okay.
Do you think that's a good direction for me to go in?
Yes, I do. And you're in Cambridge, right?
Oxford.
Oxford. It would probably be a good idea for you to pick up dowsing rods also. So when you're out in the middle of nowhere, you can use the dowsing rods to help you measure and balance energies. If you don't know how to use a compass, really become familiar with how to use a compass.
You mean a simple compass that tells you the direction?
Magnetic north, yes. And if you get a more advanced compass, great. The more you can put into your spatial training and awareness, the more spirituality will mean to you when you're in those high energy places and spaces.
Mm-hmm. So could I do things like call in the directions?
Absolutely. And the reason for calling in the directions would be to bring balance to yourself. The north is the place of the ancestors and the wisdom that they have to offer. The south is the place of the innocence and inner child and the 7 future generations. The west is the dream place, that which we connect to our dragonfly spirit, who has asked us, have we earned the right to be in both worlds through the greatness of our own internal mysteries? And then the east, with the illumination and clarity, where grandfather sun rises every day to awaken the spirits with light. And then there's the above. That's the spirit, the below, the great earth, and the within, how it all works to make you, you.
Hmm.
And that's a 7 directions perspective.
Yeah. I've never tried using dowsing rod, but I've tried using pendulums and they don't seem to work for me.
I'm not a pendulum fan because they're too easy to abuse.
Oh.
Okay. Unfortunately, they become crutches more than they become an awareness tool. You should be able to do it all of that without it. And the point of using a pendulum is just to begin to train you of how to ask questions of your reality and get your own answers and not rely on the pendulum to tell you yes or no. Your own truth tells you yes or no.
Okay. Okay. One more question, if I may.
Sure.
Do you see any other line of work for me in the future?
Are you ready to do another line of work?
Well, I'm kind of coasting a bit. It's kind of easy. I don't know. What
would you do?
Well, I'm trained in various things like psychotherapy and experienced a lot of different therapies and shadow work, and I have an arts degree. Funny, because I don't work in any of the areas that I'm most trained in.
Why don't you work in those areas?
Well, I suppose either things didn't work out or I just didn't feel ready to.
You weren't passionate enough to stick through with it and follow through.
Okay.
So if you have all these trainings, that means you like to be educated, but you don't like to do anything with them. And you got to figure out how you like to do things with them. What kind of art do you do?
Well, I do training working in glass, stained glass.
Okay. How often do you actually do it?
I put that aside for the last couple of years while I concentrate on other things. But I could go back to that.
So in the last couple of years, what artwork have you done?
No, I just put that aside completely.
Okay. So then you're not really an artist, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to label yourself an artist, you gotta stop lying to yourself. If you haven't done it in 3 years, you're not doing it.
Yep.
Okay. Do something with it. Okay. The only way to break stagnancy in your life is to do something with it.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you
Which
think
includes all the therapies. Okay. You got to be confident enough for yourself to have a little office and make a brick and mortar building, a place to do business.
so? Those are two very different things.
No, they're not. No, they're not. You're just making them two different things because you've compartmentalized any aspect of your growth, which is why you don't grow on it all, because all of your growth is compartmentalized. And not all the different parts of yourself don't know what's going on in the plan.
Yeah. So I could do both of those things.
Absolutely, you can do all of them, but you got to make yourself have that moment to do it. You and only you can do it, no one else.
Yeah.
So what's it going to take for you to start doing?
Well, I suppose I'd need to have a bit more confidence.
Yeah, that would help. What else?
Application.
Okay. Passion.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's your passion?
Yeah, that's got pretty lost.
Who lost it?
I don't know, I just found things difficult and not working out.
You gave up. No, let's be blunt.
Yeah.
You gave up.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to ungive up now.
Okay.
You got to start taking the power back and start doing. All the reason you took those classes and all those things was to do something with it. Now you have to start putting into action. You've got to create and strategize a plan. You can't randomly come up with whatever comes to your mind.
You
got to have a strategy in the type of changes you want to make in your life.
Okay.
Why are you silent now? Your whole energy just retracted into itself. You've never reflected this deep, have you?
Yeah.
Why? What are you afraid of?
I suppose I'm afraid of wasted effort or
Nothing's wasted if you don't take guilt from it or shame or blame from it. Everything is an experience.
So getting through this, is it just a matter of deciding what I most want and am passionate about? Or do I need to delve deeper into this?
You need to delve deeper into this, but you have to learn to self-generate passion and self-generate action, self-generate courage, none of which are mystical.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to pick up the spiritual practice, the daily practice journey.
Well, I do that.
It's got to have a deeper meaning to you now.
Okay.
And part of those spiritual practices has to reflect deep, like this moment that I just talked about. You got to find your own way to reflect into yourself deeper and deeper every time you try. Because if you only go so far, the programs know you only go so far, and it's easy for them to hide from you.
So do I need to reflect deeper on what's internally holding me back?
Yes, and then do something about it. Prove to it doesn't have power over you, and that you can start doing things, even if it's once a week.
Okay. Yeah.
You got a lot of reflection to do, my man.
Yeah.
You've been avoiding your own reflection for so long. All these skills that you learned, you've never applied any of them to your deep reflective self.
Well, I've certainly tried to do that.
Sure, but you again, in 4, 7, 12 minutes we've been talking, I've had you go deeper in reflection than you've ever gone 10 times. Yeah, I'm using a psychic skill, but it's obvious. These are things in your frequency you should be able to see, but you're blinded to them because you've lost your passion. You've given up. You're not doing the artwork that regenerates yourself. You're not practicing all the little skills you're doing here and there. Therefore, they lose the value even to you. All right, Tom, I got to let you go. I got to move on to another caller.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, brother. Take it easy. All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
All righty. Lynn E.T., Lynn E.T., signal to unmute.
Lynn E.T., are you there?
Hello.
Hello, Lynn. Where are you calling from today?
Washington State.
Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, you know what? I just wanted to keep it really quick, Andrew.
Okay.
I've been listening to you since about 2012 when you were daily on Revolution Radio. And so I want to say thank you very much. Much love and gratitude for all the service that all the years of service and help that you have given others. And, helped me a lot on my journey. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So, and that was kind of it. I just wanted to be quick. I tend to get a little tongue tied, but that's okay.
Oh, well, thanks a lot then. It's been nice to hear from you.
Oh, right on. Good. And, I'm kind of a lurker. I'm around and I pop here, I pop there, all over the place, kind of a octopus brain, if you want to call it that. But I do keep an eye on, it's rare that you get to thank somebody that has helped you and influenced you, because there's been a few in the past. Louise Hay, was one of them. So on my self-healing journey, yes, you were there and daily and offered a lot of good assistance. And I took some of it to heart, and I've had great success with a lot of the inward journey and healing and self-healing. So yeah, big influence. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
You're very
and I get
welcome.
a lot of people giving me praise and stuff like that. And over the years, I've battled with it, accepting it, not accepting it, humbleness versus not humbleness. And now every time somebody says it, I just feel the love in the words. Thank you so much.
Good. You are very, very welcome. I tend to be the way you are, and when it comes to accepting that kind of stuff. But yeah, okay. So, and that is all I had to say.
All right, darling. Thanks for calling in.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
You too. All right, Robert, spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Gratitude goes a million miles. Kendrick, ask to signal to unmute. Kendrick.
Kendrick, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Hi, where are you calling from today?
I just recently moved out here to the Tampa, Florida area.
Temple, Florida. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
No problem. I just wanted to be quick. I had a lot of different experiences throughout my life, from spiritual experiences, also, you know, extraterrestrial type of experiences, from a time where me and my brother and friend was out on the balcony and seeing a huge craft in the sky, felt as if it was communicating to me telepathically. Uh, it was a kind of weird event because I started filming it and then I moved the camera totally away from where it was, but it was still showing up on my camera as if I was still zooming in on the craft. And,
Uh-huh.
and I and I also had a lot of situations. I had a time where I was meditating and I just totally went into straight bliss, and it felt like something was overcoming me, and I started as if I was channeling some type of entity or spirit. But the main question I had was, every time I get on this path of going down the spiritual route, I find myself some way, somehow getting off a course. It's like something that's causing me to run in another direction, and I'm having a hard time understanding why. Because when I go on that route, it's the best that I ever feel in my life, and I feel wonderful when I go in that direction. But it's like always something that kind of gets me off a detour. Uh, Also,
Well,
a lot of times when I'm meditating, you know, I get a lot of vibration in my stomach area, and I was kind of wondering what that was as well.
what was life like growing up?
Life growing up, I grew up in a small country town in northeast Texas area. Um, and I lived with my mother as a young child growing up, with my brother and sister. As far as and then after I got into my junior high years, I ended up moving to the Dallas area with my father. And
Was your mother religious?
no, my mother was not very religious. We did go to church sometime, but she was not a very religious type person. She grew up kind of like, you know, a troubled type of child. She was in a lot of gangs and different things like that. And she wasn't the, you know, the lovey-dovey type of mother, but she was very, very protective of us. It took me a while to realize that you know, some of the things she did as a child was kind of embarrassing to me when she tried to protect us from other people. But once I growed up, I understand it was coming from a love, even though it wasn't necessarily, because she wasn't really taught how to really love like that. So she wasn't the lovey-dovey type, but she was very protective of us, give us anything she got. You know, as I got older, she got kind of sick. She's a totally different person now compared to, you know, when I was a child and everything. But I feel like she has a lot of spiritual abilities as well that she's never really tapped into. Like she'll just know certain things. Like I remember when my kid's mother first got pregnant, we didn't tell her anything. She wasn't showing her anything. She automatically knew she was pregnant, like right away, you know, stuff like that.
So when you're asking about what's this blockage that you have with doing the spiritual work and you get going in and then you fade out of it, I'm going to be blunt here. A lot of this is from the way you grew up. Okay. And if you look back at you in school versus sports versus home versus girls, how you put your effort and energy to learn about life in general.
Yeah.
And having an overprotective mother makes it very easy for you to test the waters into this, but never master certain subject matters.
Definitely.
Which
I
means you've got
dabble in a
this,
little bit of everything, but I
and
have trouble with sticking with with it.
That is your ultimate problem, because that's the way you grew up, not in a detriment to your mother. You grew up that way. And yes, your mother had a great influence because she was so overprotective. You wanted to experience all these things and not tell her about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Which means they had a secret factor to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you got to face in here is the initial you who just did everything through curiosity learning.
Definitely. Very
and you got to
curious.
pick one thing and courageously stick through it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you might want to do, so of all the different practices you like doing, what are the common ones you do?
I feel like I'm here for a lot bigger purpose. I really enjoy like helping people and speaking to people and helping them, overcome their problems and issues in life and stuff. I find that people always looked at me for advice. Even my mother and my brother, like everybody comes to me for advice. I remember a long time ago, a prophet guy was like, yeah, you're going to be a leader of your friends and you got big things that you're going to accomplish in life and different things. So I want to go on I feel like I want to be the type of person that's able to, heal people and different things like that. So that's what I'm most passionate about as far as that is concerned.
And what do you do for a job now?
I'm currently working. I just actually moved to Tampa, so I'm actually in the process of looking for a full-time job. But right now, I'm just doing Lyft, and I have a side business where I help people with financial information and credit repair and stuff like that. Yeah.
What did you do before you moved?
I've been in sales majority of my life. I was selling car and motorcycle insurance when I was in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you like doing that, or was it just a shitty job?
Yeah. I liked it. It becomes repetitive after so long of just going through the same motions of things. But I really enjoy sales because I'm the type of person that really enjoys being in control of the amount of income that I make. I've never been the type of person that just like to work a job and no matter how hard I work, no matter how I do things, I'm just going to get paid this certain amount, every single month in, month out. So I'm more, I enjoy like a base pay and a commission type job.
Versus starting your own business and saying you want to become a healer and getting educated in that journey and making it all legal and starting that business and using your own salesmanship versus yourself.
Well, yeah, I have.
I'll be blunt. You'd rather work for the man than follow your passion.
No, I wouldn't rather do that. I would rather follow my passion and start, because it's once again
what's stopping you from following your passion and getting a healing certificate, whatever it is? I'll recommend craniosacral therapy, myofascial. There's so many good ones you can go and learn and come out of it and being able to do all that.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that, and I think I have an underlying problem with because I'm somewhat of a perfectionist, even though I don't stick with certain things. So I think
actually,
no,
you cannot call yourself a perfectionist if you don't stick with things. It's complete antithesis and opposite.
Yeah,
don't work that way.
Yeah, total opposite. Yeah, that is totally true. That is totally true. But I think I always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to be 100% in it. You know, I did, you know, so many times.
No. That's just your excuse for not doing it. If you can't find your 100%, you're not going to do it until you find your 100%. And you've been looking for your 100% for so long, you can't find it because you don't have the passion to put into it. Because working for the man is easier on life for you right now.
Correct.
And you've been hitting the easy button and the easy button and the easy button, and all that's left is the hard way right now, which is hustle, hustle, hustle. Stay focused, learn one thing, so that in 5 months, 7 months, 9 months from now, whenever you finish doing what you're doing, you've got a certificate on the other side that allows you to open that business and still do Lyft and still do that other stuff while you build your business as your own salesman.
Correct. Yeah. No.
Example,
no
you could go to any mid-level massage school and probably get a degree in 5 months, okay, or maybe even 3, depending on what it is. You're in Tampa now?
Yeah, I'm in the Tampa area now.
Okay, that's cruise line centrals there. There should be all sorts of massage schools there.
Definitely.
Okay? 5 months you could be done with a certificate, and then the rest of it's the trainings you want to take and add on to it.
Definitely. And yes, it is definitely things that I can do in that, and I'm gonna definitely go ahead and go that path and take classes and get certified and things like that, because I'm really interested in like speaking and talking with people like on a, you know, but I definitely want to get on the path of like we talked about earlier, with sticking with one thing, and because I want to be able to be, you know, kind of like a life coach or a motivational type coach, but I know I have to be firm within myself and be able to stick with one thing, because I can't really help people if I'm not even sticking to one thing, and you know, in my goals in life and stuff, with just touching on this for a while and touching on that for a while. So I definitely understand what you're going through, talking about as far as sticking with one thing and going with it.
And then hold on, there's something else. Once you stick with it and go with it, you'll realize there's all these different levels to mastering.
Yes.
And then your curiosity can work within the master's framework.
Definitely.
And you get to add more and more and more. And in 5 years from now, you'll have 10 certs under your belt.
Definitely. Yeah, that's definitely for sure. And I also always wondered why I always had a problem with, I have some problem with looking people directly in the eyes for some reason. I never understood why, you know, and it comes off, some people will think I'm nervous.
That's from your mother. That's from your mother. That's a habit you picked up from your mother. It's because she looked at people's eyes, and when they looked away, she knew what kind of energy you had, because she grew up in the gangs where you had to stare people down.
Yeah.
Okay. And she had a way to stare you down, and you just had to turn away because too much energy.
Yeah.
And she's looking right through me.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I feel like when I look in people's eyes. I can see right, like, you know, to their soul almost, it seems like, you know what I'm saying? And I can pick up on a lot of things from them that I might not necessarily want to see. So yeah, that's probably right as far as that is concerned. Definitely.
Now, something else for you to think about here in this journey right now that you have ahead of you. Finding passion is going to be your challenge, and then keeping that little passionate fire going and growing it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's so easy for you to go make a little tiny twig fire. And what happens with twig fires? In 10 minutes, they're all ash.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what you're doing. You're just using little twig fires. And you think a little twig fire is like 25 big logs. No, it's not. So you got to start burning some deep coals, and got to start getting some coal bed inside your internal fires, so you can retain some of the heat of motion.
Yeah, definitely. Like I done started like YouTube videos before where I'll post about 20 videos and then it just
Exactly.
end up stopping and stuff. I was posting little spiritual videos and different things like that on YouTube, and a couple of months down the line, it's off to something else. So yeah, you're definitely right about that. Yeah.
So man, I think the best thing for you to do right now is start finding passion. You're in a new city, you're starting over. You really start got to making a strategy so the hustler in you can see all the angles you really have ahead of you.
Definitely.
You have so many angles of exploration that can begin to fulfill you. You just got to start putting it down in your own personal business plan and get some action plans going.
Yeah, definitely need to start writing things down and like you said, get an action plan started and basically sticking with things and going the full-fledged towards those passions and desires that I truly have, and stop trying to go the easy way out. So yeah.
All right, man. It's great talking to you.
No problem. Good talking to you. You have a great day.
You too. Take it easy.
All
All right, everybody. We're going to call it an end of the show tonight. So thanks a lot, everyone, for coming into our adventure to reality. We will be back next Friday with our comedy show. All right, Robert, take us away. Robert.
Each different bubble of reality is true.
A galactic historian is a person that looks at all the lines of dramatic karma.
Nudge, nudge, it's the Holy Grail. Improvise. Mysterious. It's counter psychic intelligence.
Why is DNA farming of this star cluster so important?
Because we do manifest our reality. We do create our reality.
Hello, let's create, let's co-create, and let's change this world with love. No matter if you're from Alpha Centauri or Earth, we all began with the same birthing process. We live in a limited point of view. Living the mystical life daily is about striving for the unlimited point of view. Each day, each human being gets an infinite amount of choices. Living the mystical life daily is about facing obstacles and challenges. The level of awareness that you are working at means you have a responsibility to be equal with it. How does one truly let go of expectation? You can make the moment that you wake up to the moment you go to sleep sacred. The keys to success: choice, 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 and choice.